Welcome back to another video, guys. I hope you guys are well. Today we're all packed up again and we are taking another trip because we just love taking trips. And we are heading again to the US. This time we are not going so far away, but far away enough that it's much warmer than Canada. So we are going to head to Toronto area, and we are going to cross into the US through the Niagara border. And yeah, we are going to do some shopping, some sightseeing on the Canadian side, and then when we are finished, we are going to cross into the American side because we want to go to an old town called Williamsburg in the US. So that's where we are heading on this trip. This summer is a very great summer for us because we are taking advantage of the warm weather somewhere else while the weather is cold in Canada. So we're doing lots of trips this summer. So our first stop was to sleep overnight at my husband's sister's house and just kind of catching up because we haven't seen each other for a while. We stayed there overnight so we can get some rest because we drove for almost 7 hours, and now it's the next day and we have decided to continue on our trip. So the second stop is at this outlet mall in Niagara, and so we are just going to shop around and visit some of the name brand outlets and see if they have anything on sale. I have some things in mind. I want to get some dresses for myself, some t-shirts for my son, and some skirts for my daughter, and anything that we see that is of reasonable price. So this is what we are doing, and this is the very first time I've ever been to this part of Niagara. Yeah. So the Niagara Mall, the outlet actually, was very nice. They had lots of merchandise to choose from, but the price was very hot, very expensive. There was not a lot of sale, and the price was not my kind of price. And everything was just like pretty expensive. While we were there, we met a lot of Americans. They said they came down to shop. I mean, I don't know why they would come there to shop because I mean the prices are not that great anyways. So anyways, we met a lot of American people. I guess they came to visit the waterfall and then they just started shopping around. So yeah, it was kind of interesting, very interesting, because I think things in the US is much cheaper than Canada. So anyway, that was something I found out when I was there. But basically everything was expensive. Even the food was expensive. We did stop to eat, but yeah. We made one final stop before we left, and that was to go at Marshall. Marshall is one of my favorite stores to shop in. They have some really good deals, and I love to go in there. And I did find some good deals. I think I bought like 3 dresses in there, and I was super happy with my purchase. So yeah. So even if everything wasn't perfect, I did find some nice stuff at Marshall's. So now we are about to head out. My husband is not with us at this moment. He's somewhere else, and I gotta pick him up. I hope I know where I'm going. So guys, I'm driving like an old lady because I have no idea where I'm going, but we're going to that McDonald's that I saw on the way here, and somebody almost hit me. This guy came down the wrong street. I'm going up the street, doodle 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 doo. I'm going up the street, and all of a sudden this guy's coming down the street in the middle of the street. I had to slam on my brakes. He slammed on his brakes. I mean, he was wrong. Good thing I saw him. You know, I guess he's an American, and he didn't know that this was just a one-way street. I was scared out of my pants, me and my kids and everybody, when mama slammed on that brakes. But anyways, we had to pick up my husband, and my husband gave us some direction, and me not good with direction when I'm in a strange place. We drove and drove for about an hour and 15 minutes, and we found ourselves in this little kind of boony town with hardly any houses. And anyways, we were very successful in picking up my husband because he had to do some music business while we were on that trip. It was planned before we came to that trip, so it was really good that that was on the way. Like, his business was on the way while we were on the trip. But going to pick him up was a scary situation. I don't know. I just don't like going in places where I don't know. It's supposed to be like 15 or 20 minutes to get there, and it took us more than half an hour because we keep getting lost because the GPS was just sending us in a wrong direction. It was crazy. Anyway, so we picked him up. So after shopping around a bit, I did find some things. We all did find things that we like at a reasonable price, but it was far few and between. We finally headed to the waterfall. Actually, we ate something. I didn't film that, but we headed to the waterfall, and looking for something to eat was a challenge. So we end up eating at McDonald's because everything was just crazy priced. So we headed to the waterfall, and as you can see, it was a disaster to get parking. This is my first time going to the falls. I've been in Niagara before, but not to the falls, and it was a crowded place with lots of traffic. There was no parking, absolutely. We parked about 10 minutes away and walked the rest to the fall, and the parking itself was not cheap at all, but it was a very festive environment. You just had to make sure that you didn't bump into anyone, and the prices of everything was just super expensive. And my kids, they wanted this and that and the other, but I had to explain to them about the prices, and I also had to explain that we are going down south, and so we'll find many different things. We're just having a pit stop, and we can't exhaust all our money as yet because we haven't even reach halfway where we were going. We still had a 12-hour drive. But anyways, we found some reasonable price. I mean, I bought a snow cone for like $8. I can't believe in my life that I bought a snow cone for $8. This is ridiculous. I mean, as a child, I bought a snow cone for like $1 or $2. Anyways, it was a treat. My son wanted to have that snow cone, and so I bought it for him. And it was an experience because I don't think he ever had a snow cone before. So it was anyway interesting. And then we bought some ice cream. It was like I think 3 or 4 or 5 scoops or whatever, a lot of ice cream for like $10 or $11 a scoop. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that. But anyways, that's what we did. And we walked around, and there's a lot of things to see and a lot of things to do if you have a lot of money that you want to spend. We did find a nice area that was further up, away from all the crowd and all the tourists and stuff like that. And they sold like souvenirs and clothes and stuff like that. And the prices for the clothes were pretty cheap because it's the end of summer. And so, these things are going out of stock. So they were just selling them out like really cheap. And I picked up about 5 or 6 beautiful dresses for like $10 each, and some were like 9 something or 8 something like that. I was quite surprised at the price. So, I went a little bit crazy, but that was all. That was exciting. The kids had a great time just walking around, looking at things, visiting different booths, and yeah. And it was a lot of walking, and I was trying to not get myself tired because I have to help my husband drive, and we were gonna leave like later on in the afternoon when we were kind of rested. So I was pretty exhausted though, so my husband ended up driving the first shift and I was just sleeping, so I didn't even film a thing on the drive until we crossed the border into the US. So the highlight of the day for me was really the gardens. The gardens were really beautiful and they had a lot of flowers. It was the end of the summer, so everything was not as vibrant as they should have been because it's starting to get cold, but they were beautiful enough and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy how they cut the hedges and how they were just so precise and perfect. They look really beautiful, and the last of the flowers that was still alive look really good. I think next year I will try to come back again, but this time come in the middle of summer when everything is blooming and beautiful and vibrant. But I think the show of the day was the waterfall because it was very beautiful and breathtaking. So that was really, really nice. I enjoy watching the waterfall.